When you add monomers of only glucose, that means we're linking glucose to glucose to glucose to glucose to glucose, it's called a starch. If it was glucose, glucose, lactose, glucose, glucose, then it wouldn't be a starch because lactose is in the middle. So when you connect only monomers of glucose, do you get a starch? Now in plants, plants store their excess starch as little granules in their chloroplasts and other plastids. Plastids are going to be an organelle that plants have, and they're primarily a storage molecule. Plants are not only going to make the glucose, but they also have to break the glucose down into energy. So anytime that a living organism has glucose, if there are a multitude of glucose molecules, then some of them are going to have to be stored while the other ones are undergoing cell respiration and being broken down. In us, for instance, if we ate a baked potato that is a starch because it's hundreds of glucose molecules long, it takes our body quite a while to break those glucose molecules down. So as our body is trying to process this very, very long polymer, some of that is going to be stored and won't be broken down for a while, and something like that, probably 24 hours. Your very simplest starch is called amylose, and amylose is broken down by an enzyme called amylase. Anything that ends in ASE is an enzyme. So if I say that it's fructose, and the enzyme would be fructase. So ASE signifies your enzyme, OSE is going to signify your sugar. The simplest is amylose. It has 3 glucose molecules hooked together, and amylase is the enzyme that breaks it down, and this starts in your mouth. So actually we have a lot of amylase enzyme in our mouth, and as we start to break down amylose, it actually is occurring long before it ever hits our stomach. Now, glycogen is the way we store excess glucose in animals. So this is going to be, again, a starch, only glucose molecules hooked together, but it's called glycogen. And we store this glycogen mainly in our liver and in our muscle cells. Hydrolysis of glycogen, when we need it and we pull it out, hydrolysis means that we're going to break it down through water. Then glucose is going to be released, and we're going to be able to use that glucose for our source of energy. So in the afternoon, when you start craving sugar, if you get like around 3 o'clock and you start wanting some sugar, your liver is signaled to release some glycogen. That glycogen turns back into glucose through hydrolysis, and we use that as our energy source.